Still trying to throw the ball. On first and goal, second and goal. Panicking at third. Fourth, I'm wishing for a month.
Welcome to the 510 Huddle. We got your host Isaiah with Coach D Lane. How you feeling today?
I'm excited, man. You know, we had this one in the works for about a couple weeks now. My boy Rashawn Vaughn here.
Yo. What's poppin'?
So look, we got Rashawn Vaughn on today. First of all, how you feeling today?
Oh, I'm good. Excellent.
Yeah.
Man.
So I know we
Nice
talking before.
spirit.
So tell me what you're doing like right now with Ramadan and stuff.
I'm not really, so I'm not Muslim,
Yeah.
but I'm fasting right now. Just trying to get the mental aspect of it, trying to get my mind, body, and spirit right back together, cleanse it out, and just see if after this process I could become a better me,
I respect that. Health is wealth.
Definitely.
Something different, always learning, progressing. So we got you on. We know. I remember you. We talking before when my first year ever playing Southern Crusaders. We know a lot of our listeners play East Bay Warriors, all that. I remember Vaughn playing. I just remember as Vaughn playing midgets on Crusaders. My first year, I was like, it was probably like 05, 04, something around then. And so I remember, and then we know what you did at San Mateo, Oregon. So I'm glad you came on the pod. Excited to have you.
Appreciate y'all having me.
Yeah, so it's been.
Man, yeah, I ain't got no elaborate, intro story. All I remember, from was the big time receiver at CSM. You feel me? I was like, who going for 1,000 at CSM? I was like, what's going on over there? Feel me? They run the double wing or whatnot. We'll get into that, but
Right.
yeah. And then I remember DJ put me on with you, and we had a workout one time. I think at Cal State East Bay back when I was in college. But yeah.
Before we start though, me and D-Lane always going at it. D-Lane play East Bay Warriors. But for real talk though, who's a better squad? And no matter what,
I gotta call DJ and put him on. I need you gotta tag me.
I'm gonna stick with the Crusaders for life, the blue and gold for life. Right. Oh, y'all didn't have cuts? Oh, shit, we ain't even. I didn't even know nothing. I didn't know nothing about that system.
I got the 6 players and they was out.
Yeah, we did.
We was on the floor every year, man.
I seen people that was on Crusaders. Like my brother, everyone like had family Crusaders 5 straight years get cut. Like it doesn't matter.
Nah, we held it down though for sure. We did.
Like I said, we was going to Florida every year, man. We was sending multiple teams out there every year. That's all I can say.
But y'all playing other teams, our whole league had cuts. We had different.
That's
you know what I'm saying?
So y'all only playing with the best. We was still making the work with 6.
The best of the best.
Yeah.
But they only get 6 players.
That's how I look at
Crusaders. Y'all like 6 players.
That's how I look at like we the SEC and it's like
everybody.
Cause y'all ain't touching out them states and beating nobody. We was really bullying cats out there.
I give you that. We both representing, but I just feel like everyone went head to head. That never happened.
That blue and that gold.
It's different.
I gotta throw that out.
And if you got the Predator, that's a whole different.
You feel me?
I don't know about that.
Man, let's move on, man. We ain't messing with y'all.
Let's start off with you, Vaughn. Let's talk to us about like your first memory of football, and then lead us through, where that started until where it got to.
My first memory of football. My grandpa, Mr. Sam's, everybody know him as on the football field.
Yes,
you know how that go. He brought us over to San Leandro. Let's say I've been there for a couple weeks now. It's time to get our pads. You know what I'm saying? This is my first time playing. I'm 8 years old, and we was running without our shoulder pads on this time. And I was trying to put my knee pads, thigh pads in, and it's probably everybody do this for their first time, but I just slipped them in my pants, and as I'm running around the field, the shit falling out. So
you got the string on it,
right? Yeah. So that's my first real memory of like really starting this process, becoming who I am today.
Okay, being born and raised in Oakland, Oakland, California. It's a lot of opportunities out the Bay, especially now. We moving tech savvy and whatnot.
Right.
But with the different opportunities out there, what made you pursue football?
I wouldn't say I was forced into it, but all I can remember is that we just hopped in my grandpa's big brown van, and we just drove down to the field. We drove down to San Leandro High School, and we got to it. And from that day on, I just knew it was for me. It was something that I could feel and vibe with, and I just started taking on head first.
And football is a family thing for you, right?
Right,
like,
right.
Can you tell us more about that? Like everyone that played football and started with you.
I mean, everybody in my family played football for as long as I know. And I keep speaking about my grandpa because that's how much he mean to me. When we talk about the start of this, you know what I mean, even down to the finish, and even though I'm not done, and so on and so forth. But my uncles played, all my cousins played, my girl cousins were cheerleaders. We had the whole crew there, so it run really real deep in our blood, in our veins with this football stuff.
That's big. I remember Mr. Sanders stood there when I was playing Crusaders as
right.
well. I feel like everyone knew him. My mom knew him. So I feel like you play Crusaders from that 2000 period. You know who he is definitely.
Right,
Even
right.
if your grandfather. So
Right.
I mean that says something.
Yeah, I know how it goes.
Rob, I'd like to ask you about. So you went to Washington High School in Fremont. Talk about your recruiting process out of high school and what made you end up at CSM.
Oh man, that's a touching story. So my recruiting process out of high school, I had multiple high schools come visit me, but my problem was my behavior and as far as my grades. As a lot of us know, trying to play football or a sport in general and trying to keep up with grades, and especially being, a lot of us were top guys from our area, so I didn't really have grades. So I got to speak with a lot of coaches in and out of high school, but I had a mentor, Eddie Smith, which some of us know, and he told me about CSM and told me about the program and how it could really help me excel and get to where I should be and not keep me where I am.
Our coach with Ed, man. Ed a real dog.
Yeah.
Spring ball day, dude, was crazy. Man.
Details.
Dog.
Go
ahead.
right.
Details. Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's my man. So yeah, that's how I ended up at CSM. I felt like he was somebody that I could look up to and really understood. He really understood football, and the details, like he always say, the details of the sport. And when he approached me with CSM, I didn't bat an eye to look nowhere else.
What system did y'all run at Washington?
We were in a spread. Off.
So how was your time playing at CSM? Them being a double wing team, and a lot of people say it's outdated offense, and it doesn't get really
attacked on Twitter.
I know he got attacked on Twitter for messing with the wing team double wing.
We'll
That's old
that,
school.
right?
We're gonna save an episode for that.
Right.
But, they say it doesn't spread things out and get the ball to athletes in space.
Mm-hmm.
So but somehow you still posted incredible numbers there. So how was your experience while you were at CSM, College of San Mateo?
Oh man, CSM, it was a great time, honestly. Beautiful time for me. We talking about that wing T though. I really do like it. I feel like it's a system where if you really believe in your receivers, it's dedicated to approach the game and get them in there one-on-one. You know what I mean? Because everything is so crowded inside, you know what I mean? Now, we can open up the game for a single receiver, maybe we get 2-on-1, but at the same time, it's giving us more space to do what we need to do,
No, I would agree. I mean, I played I went to San Leandro High first, and I went to Mac. So at San Leandro High, I was in wing T, and so being for me, I feel like we had a lot of athletes on the team. So we had my bro Andre. He was second in state in the 100-meter. We had like real speed on the team,
right?
And I feel like we were just so condensed, And then I feel like the wing T is great for if you don't have talent, because you can. I feel like it makes up for not having athletes.
Right.
But if you have athletes, I feel like you're not maximize the potential. That's
I'm gonna have to speak on that because I don't want none of my, my Bulldogs.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, we was deep.
Yeah.
We went to a national championship with my team, and then the next year we lost a few games, but I think we still won NorCal, lost NorCal, whatever how they go. I forget.
I've been introduced to it since what year? Pee Wee.
If you look at the history, wing T is the first formation of football.
Right,
From
right.
1930s. If you
Wishbone.
that's the original formation.
Yeah. Right.
So I did it one year at East Bay, and then I did all my years at Castro Valley. And we was going crazy though,
Right.
running for like
Yeah.
500-600 a game. You feel me? So if you got some
You're a running
boys,
back, though.
I play all three.
yeah.
But hey, he said you
Yeah.
can design to get the receiver
No, you
open.
can.
You
Right.
can for 1-on-ones. You know who always opening that offense too? The damn tight end.
That's
what I'm saying.
The
Tight ends
boots and
eat it.
everything. They
Yeah.
eat the tight end. If you got a good
The
tight
boots
end
all day.
Yeah,
no,
yeah,
it's
they
a-
eating that offense.
It's a strategic offense. You know what I mean?
That's
If you
all
got the right, if you got the
misconception,
right
yeah, if you got-
pieces,
if
you
you
can
got the
really
right
make
pieces.
it happen. So I really enjoyed it there.
Yeah.
I did. And
I mean, why not?
Yeah,
You
and if
put
you-
big numbers on
Right,
it. We
right,
like, what
right.
else? Of course.
You a dog receiver,
Yeah.
so you like the block, so there's no
Right,
problem with that.
yeah,
You know,
right.
you know, ego, you like the block, and you gonna have fun in that offense.
I would
Period.
say this. I mean, you're a bigger receiver, a fast receiver. I rely more just on my route running in my hands. I'm not the big explosive receiver. So for me, I excelled more in the spread,
Right.
so I can do that right.
Right.
And I feel like if you're a big receiver, like I look at we see this past year, like if you're like a outcoming draft like DK Metcalf, just guys who just need to be in 1-on-ones, that's a perfect situation. Or if you're a tight end, but at the same time, I feel like if you got, multiple positions on the outside or multiple tight ends. I just believe that I want to be balanced. I'm not saying spread. That's why you see like the Alabamas. I mean, look at I know it's San Mateo, but City College for so long, they're balanced. They run pro.
Right.
That's that's what I like. Just so you can do anything.
Right.
And the wing, I feel like I was in games. Excuse me. It was at San Leandro High where we playing Monte Vista in the playoffs. We get down. We can't come back because we. All right, that's when we
Right.
So,
You don't spread it
yeah.
out, but that's that's the difference.
Y'all
And
dogs, y'all
exactly.
down.
And so at San Mateo, we did have that wing T game, but when it came down to it, we would put a third receiver out there and start filling in the holes. And now we got slots, and now it's 4 receivers, 2 on on each side. So I really did love that. Offense. No,
Okay. And what you posted, more than like 60 catches, over 1,000, 12 touchdowns in 11 games. Do you play all the games your freshman year?
I didn't. So I was in and out starting my first year, and then I didn't start till probably around half the season, like 6.
Because one receiver, so you ain't got
Right.
First
Yeah,
round.
way up that
Our
depth
backside
chart.
receiver was was good. They had my boy, I call him my brother, like my cousin John Webster on the front side that year, and he was tearing it up, bro.
Yeah.
So I was behind this guy BJ Bryant, and I just took my time and just kept producing, and by the halfway of the season, I filled in that spot, took his spot, So
That's true. What was so your time at San Mateo? Obviously, put up the big numbers. What was the recruiting process after that sophomore season of, because I looked at you were the top receiver in the nation out of JUCO. So how was that recruiting process?
It was big. It was big. It was different. It was a lot of attention for me, especially with knowing that I could already have been there, and then having to go through this middle point where you can make it or break it. So it was a lot for me. I would say I was nervous, but it was a lot going on. But I loved it. You got a lot of attention. A lot of people approach you, and what they make it seem like they have faith in you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's always good to talk to people around that time that who have high hopes for you, because that's the only reason they're there. So.
Yeah. So we know you went to Oregon. Was there any doubt that you're going to go to Oregon, or was it a tough process for you?
I was blinded by everything at Oregon. I ain't gonna lie. So when they approached me, they actually offered me before my sophomore season, before I had any of the stats.
early.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
So
right.
they gave me an early offer for working hard at practice. So just so y'all know out there that is possible.
Yeah.
They offered me early for working hard at practice. But once I took the trip up there, it was no doubt in my mind I was going. I actually played it off a little bit and wait 3 months, for the signing day, but it was no doubt that I was going.
Go ahead.
If I was gonna say for the younger listeners at this time, this is Oregon national championship, top dog, Nike,
Right.
everything. No other schools
best
having
in
these
the-
crazy unis. This
Right.
is a new era of football. If you look at how the college game is, every school got 5-10 unis. Now it's
Right.
Oregon started all this, so I would have done the same.
Yeah, right.
I brought in 4 receivers.
Bro,
We're getting 5 now.
flooded my boy with
Bruh,
gear. They
I'm
flooded
telling
my
you.
boy.
It was different, definitely different. It was a movie.
How
for
how
sure.
was that transition from JC football to Pac-12 football, and then coming from that double wing to this chip spread offense?
I mean,
Was it difficult to pick up?
the spread actually that Chip runs is not hard. It's just about being consistent in what you do, and understanding that we gonna be on it, and there's a real time limit to what we do and how we do it. So
And
the
the
only
receiver stay in one spot, or
and as you advance, we switch spots. So we
okay.
never just stay in one spot. Because if you get tackled on the right side of the field, you would want to stay there, not to run to the left, and
I got you.
so on and so forth. But so as we advance, but it was tough coming from that, just only because being in shape from that wing tee to there was a whole different game, and that was probably the biggest thing about it. For
his
me.
tempo. I think he killed tempo.
Every 13
record.
seconds we run into play, 13 seconds. So it's like it's tough, but it was fun. The transition was cool. It wasn't too hard.
So did Chip get his philosophy from the Mike Leach system, or was it kind of tailored just for him? He just did spread with a faster tempo.
He was doing that back at what was he at before?
New Hampshire.
New Hampshire.
Yeah. No, he been running this for a long time.
I was just gonna say it was similarities. When I ran in college, I took 2 different colleges. We ran the Mike Leach system spread.
Mm-hmm.
So what you're saying, like the Y and the H are interchangeable, the X and the Z are interchangeable.
Right.
It's just all about what side you land on. Was it kind of like that?
Yeah, it is like that. Only thing, his misdirections were more difficult. Okay. So I watched a lot of spread teams, and I'm giving it away now, but they have no misdirection to their game. And what Chip was good at was having, and this is odd, but to have 5 different things, which is an odd number, go different ways at the same time. His misdirection, and if you look at a lot of other spread teams, they'll have the running back go left, they'll have front 2 guards, base block up front here, and then they'll have the other 3 backside go right. Well, there's 3 directions. Well, what about the other? What else is going on? And Chip was a master at that. So
having multiple actions in one play.
Right, and then 5, 6 at one time,
and then when you're tired, it's over.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the big. You gone?
Exactly.
It worked the first 2 years. I'm an Eagles fan.
Okay.
Die hard, and
right.
I feel like you messed up.
I think my
front office. You feel me? But his offense, I never doubted it.
I mean, I feel like Chip should never left the college game. I feel like some guys are just they have a system that's very good for the college game. Like I'm interested to see how Kingsbury works. And, if you're gonna hire him, you might as well hire Mike Leach, who's taught him what he's doing. So that's a
quick question: Why do y'all think he's struggling so much, or a little bit right now at UCLA? I know it's a tough school to get into.
I just think
the first thing I can think of.
I'll say this: I think people caught on. What do you think?
They caught on. Like I just want to go off what you just said. He should never, or when you said he should have never went to the NFL with it. But second of all, he's struggling just because. It's hard to say, man.
It's hard.
Maybe they're not buying into his system, especially after hearing so much about a person. Yeah. It's hard to believe that they even believe in you when they, got it out for who we think are to be the best players, or so-called to be the best players in the NFL. So it's like it's about buying into a system, and you still have to have the players that fit. It might not be the right fit.
And that's what I was saying about players. Like I think it's also UCLA is like a tough school to get into.
It's true.
So his talent pool is already
slim.
Sure. In the recruiting process.
Sure,
when you work at them type of schools.
Hey, look at UCLA. I mean, there wasn't coaches this season before him. Like they've been in a funk. Even Jim Moore wasn't doing well. I mean, they've had like some good players get drafted. You've seen Josh Rosen, but they get a couple. Miles Jack was there. They had some blue chip players. But I mean, if you're recruiting out of LA, you're gonna get people. I want to live by Beverly Hills. I come here. So
for real,
and that's a top school. So
right.
But it is interesting to see because you've seen, growing up. Oregon was. I mean, I remember when they first started good with Dennis Dixon. That's when I first really started watching them.
Too.
Before them, they had Joey Harrington. So they started getting a little culture going.
Masoli was after him.
Masoli was after
Who was the coach? Who was the coach of Joey Harrington? It was the first.
I forget his name.
But he got it really going. Yeah. So it was like late '90s, early 2000s. Then so on the West Coast, you always used to SC. I mean, Cal.
That's all I used to watch. Cal SC,
so then
Cal
SC.
Late
2000s, you're like, what's going on? And then Nike, you seeing all the, You know, then Chip, it matched it. Like, my gang got the razzle dazzle. We got the razzle dazzle.
Let's go. Yeah. No, it fit. It definitely
I think he
fit.
should have just done, what Shaw doing at Stanford. It's going good. Stay here. Get your,
Right,
You could have kept that brand, everything.
They would go fat new contract eventually. Come on, man.
You never, but you never know what somebody's mind is when they're at the top. You know.
Yeah, when you're a top shot caller
Look
like
at-
that, you
look at
hot
Nick Saban.
like that.
You know,
But I'm
he
saying,
left.
I was
He
going to
went-
use
and came back,
Lincoln
exactly.
Riley because he hot right now. He hot on the NFL coaching market. You know, like
I don't
you
think
that
he's gonna
top.
be, though.
He probably won't because he settled. He like
You
it.
gotta-
He
if
like
you
it.
don't, you gotta test. If you haven't been, at least you gotta go test yourself.
Yeah,
I
for
think
sure.
so. You
Yeah,
gotta go
for
test
sure.
yourself.
Because he could do what, like Pete Carroll tested himself the first time. Was
Right.
not successful.
Yeah.
He left USC, but he basically, had a whole bunch of drama, so he was going to
Right,
leave
right,
regardless.
right,
but
right.
he showed that, okay, I could do both levels. And when I think, as a coach, if you're like, I want to show I can coach NFL in college. If you went on college, like Pete Carroll has a natty and a Super Bowl ring. So you got to say,
You
like, he's one of the
automatically
best
gotta put
coaches
him
right
right,
now.
yeah.
Ever
So
to
for
do it
and
ever.
you got to think about
I
the
didn't
money.
think about it like that.
He
Right,
writes a
you're
book.
right.
He does anything.
I like Pete though, but you're
Yes.
right about that.
So I just
always
look at
like
it.
Pete.
Yeah, so I look at it, and it's your brand too. So Chip might probably like, I'm gonna go to the Eagles. Don't work out. Don't worry, I'll go back to a big time program.
Right.
He was tripping.
Well,
he really messed
then
up
work-
going
yeah.
to the Niners. That's
Then
what,
I- yeah.
I ain't even.
But he kept. I
The
think
talent pool didn't even match. At least when he went to Philly, you feel me?
Well,
We
that-
had
so
DJ,
that coincides with-
Shady.
So I
his
listened
mindset.
I listened to John Middlecaw's podcast. He was a scout under Chip, and Chip actually fired him after he was with the Roseman, Howie Roseman when they were there,
That's
and
my
the good
boy,
teams. Andy
Howie.
Reid, he worked with that regime. Chip got there. He said literally, this coming from John Middlecaw's mouth. You can listen to his podcast, but he was like, everyone just thought he was an idiot with his personnel moves. They say he just came in, they gave him full control.
Yeah,
He
I
kicked
know.
Howie
Howie
Roseman out.
moves to his side.
Look at Howie's one of
I'm happy we in fire.
Howie's a
I
top
love
2,
Howie.
top
I
3
love
GM.
Howie.
So I know for Howie, he's just like,
What
what
the-
the fuck is going on, bro? Like, you feel me?
That's what I'm saying. When
Yeah.
you're at the top like that, you
Yeah.
never know what somebody thinking.
And so-
he thinking it's all him, and it's not. And that means he think he can have anybody around him, but, he
But
can't.
then you have to do that on the ownership side because you just gave Chip all this power.
Right.
You say, you know what? We're gonna hire you from Philly because they had a.
Like we said, my boy's got
Yeah.
a quick trigger on him, man. You feel me? He's
It's
only here for
even-
like 3 seasons. You
but
have
not-
to go, brother. You gotta go. We gotta,
Yeah.
you gotta get my boy Dougie P up in here, man.
If you
Old
think
Philly
about it
QB.
though, like imagine have you Andy Reid, don't fire me for bro. You all fired me for bro. That's just. But it's.
But he was hot
Yeah.
though, and he was hot, and
exactly.
it worked. Yeah, so
Well, Oregon, like
and
every
football
kid,
is one of them trendy sports.
Yeah.
It's a
Yeah.
copycat league.
'Cause right
man.
now-
shit get picked up on.
they hired Matt LaFleur in Green Bay. You got Queensbury who
The
never,
dude
never won in Texas.
Matt LaFleur. That's the guy. He was the OC for Titans last year, right?
No, he wasn't even the OC. He was the QB coach.
QB coach.
Yeah.
I think he come when
Zach
McVay.
no,
I think.
Zach Taylor.
Zach Taylor came
he-
from
He's the
McVay,
Bengals head coach.
Okay.
He looked younger than Andy Dalton. And so, but I think that's the hot
Yeah.
that's the hot wave. So one like 2 out of these 3 coaches, maybe all 3. I'm not wishing bad on no man, but it might not work. Like okay,
McVay made it to a Super Bowl.
but McVay he grew up
Yeah.
around coaching. His
No, I
dad was
know,
a coach.
yeah,
It's
that-
a unique
yeah,
situation.
yeah.
right.
His
And I,
grandpa,
and I think
yeah.
that's I mean we gonna see, but I think Chip kind of he's like brought that exciting offense. The NFL was changing at this time. The concussions was big. 'Cause I know even up to my senior year, you can get concussions still playing the game. So that was 2012. So the league was still changing as far as that, and it was Chip Kelly. Like you changed Oregon. Like you made Oregon like that top program.
Right,
like
right.
have recruits like you, number 1 receiver in JUCO. I'm going to Oregon because of this, And so you can't blame the Eagles taking that chance. And you can't blame the Niners. They you got some magic for us, So
Right. So who were some receivers you looked up to, like when you was growing up, and that you try to role model some of that game into yours?
Oh man, Randy Moss, Jerry Rice. The average but not average.
Guys that was making plays on the
So,
screen.
if
when
you
we
had
was
to give
kids.
us your
Right.
top 5, there's no order. There's no order. Just your top 5.
Receivers of all time to
Yeah.
me.
For you, yeah.
Your
Oh, for
opinion.
me, man. Of course, you got to put Jerry in there. I'm gonna go way ahead and put Antonio Brown in there.
You got what he did last year. Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna have to go back a little bit and put I might have to put Reggie Wayne in there. I love Reggie
Left
Wayne.
on. With this real receiver. We got the real receivers in here. Thank you.
Right.
Thank you.
Y'all thought he was better than Marvin?
He He was bigger.
You know what? I wanted to put both of them in there, but you can't. That's just how they do it. So I'm gonna put Larry Fitz in there.
Larry,
Mr. Consistent.
Yes.
Probably the best hands of all time.
Right.
Really
got
grinding numbers.
Right.
Stigma.
And
He
then
keep doing. He got action.
last but not least, for it, just because we're gonna go with a top 5, and I like his end game. I want to put Julio in there.
Yeah, okay.
You feel me?
Yeah,
So
you
got
got
a little mix in old and new. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Some real life.
When I look
you
at
know?
Julio, I think he's the closest thing to like, in a way, to the modern T.O. Just
Right.
Freak. Like you don't have people that big and strong. Running
Right.
like
No
that.
more.
But I like that top 5. Reggie's always slept on. Marvin, like you said, he had 144 catches. That's like that record might not be broken,
I
but
know he's not.
Hey, B came close. Maybe get like 130. Did he get
136. He got 130.
He
or
got to
close
try
it.
He
again.
ain't get-
though.
I don't think-
He
I don't
gotta
think he
try
gonna get
again.
But
that.
6
Big
straight
Ben
years,
was really-
100 catches.
Nah,
That's
he gonna get
insane.
100 probably,
Yeah.
but Big Ben was really feeding
Really
him.
But you understand, like, if
Feeding.
you look at Gruden, no matter where he's went,
No, there's number one. So I'm
the
saying,
player
what
always breaks out. Like Jared Cook was in his number
what
one
you
target.
think? How many you think he'll get this year? I say like in between one.
I look at it like this. So
110.
he's gonna get
115.
this. What I think he's gonna have a bigger year than he did in Pittsburgh for this reason. They got Tyrell Williams. If you haven't watched the Chargers, he is a blazer. He's one of the top deep ball
Yeah,
receivers.
I seen him last year.
And so
16,
and
right?
AB strength,
Yeah.
AB strength is short and medium game and screens. So he'll be able to eat in that area. That's what Gruden loves to do. So I can just see him all day just eating.
Okay, right. Your top 5 route runners, but today that's playing today.
Whew. Well, I mean, then we got to put top 5 route runners.
You don't gotta do no order.
Route
Going to
runners.
just
Yeah,
just
you
start.
ain't have to know order.
Or
But
it could be
5.
five-
They gotta be
five
route
guys
runners.
could- we like to- we
Of
like
course,
to
we
watch.
gonna put OBJ.
Okay.
His routes is ridiculous. We talking about routes.
as hell.
Yeah,
Routes, yeah.
Quick as hell, yeah.
And then we got to put AB because he running real routes.
Running them.
And he coming all the
Whole
way
route,
back to the
yes.
ball.
Yeah.
And this is
Yeah.
why he beat people. He's coming all the way back to the ball. Who's running real routes out here?
I like Diggs. Diggs is nice. Diggs be running them routes.
Diggs nice. He
Who
runs
else?
some routes.
Julian got some nice little routes. I don't know, not top 5, but he got nice routes.
I'm not really. I ain't gonna lie. They the only ones running routes.
You know,
Thielen
What about
runs-
Keenan Allen?
Keenan Allen
Keenan
runs
Allen,
routes.
I was gonna say
Okay,
Keenan
sorry about
routes.
that.
Yeah.
Now
I
I
was
apologize for
waiting.
that
I was
one.
like,
But I just flew
Yeah,
over my
okay.
head a little bit, because I'm
Yeah,
thinking about
OBJ.
because the best ain't don't run
Yeah,
routes.
yeah,
Almost,
true.
you know, they
Yeah,
kind of
yeah,
just
yeah.
run.
Like if you think about like Hopkins, he's not a great route runner.
Right,
Like, he's
right, yeah.
amazing body control.
Right.
Probably the best body
Exactly.
control.
Just
Yeah.
all the way down the line, you can hold. You know,
If you watch the Colts game, Pierre Desir played catch technique against Hopkins the whole game, shut down.
really
shut him down, yeah.
because he can't move.
Yep.
You know,
Yeah,
and he
catch.
raw.
I
For your
ran
DB,
catch
for if you
JUCO
want,
in
if you want to show
college.
DB's catch technique, Pierre Desir.
I
for the
remember
Colts,
D2 boy
35,
came-
yeah.
I remember
he
him.
played one of the best catch techniques game, that playoff game against D Hop. I was just like,
Yeah, I look at it.
D Hop is going out the game. He's just
Yeah, that footwork they got to be natural.
Yeah.
They
But
gotta be
I
natural,
agree with you. We do fight like the art of route running is make like you says you have to run every route first of all, and every route has like on the way look the same. And that's what they do. That's the best. Like you look at Jerry, his posts look like you didn't know what he was gonna do. The fade like the post, everything the same. The only person I probably would squeeze in there for me, that's just retired, Doug Baldwin. I feel like for his size, he's an amazing space creator. In his routes.
Right. Space creator. He never he created good space. He never had to always come back to the ball.
That's true. Yep. Yeah.
And that's what I really judge the routes off. Even if you're running a dig across field, I want to see a 45-degree angle coming back towards the ball. Like things that Antonio Brown really do. Things.
So
that,
you got OBJ, Antonio, you got Keenan in there?
I got
Three?
Keenan for
Okay,
sure.
So the other
Keenan.
two.
I cannot.
Oh, y'all know who else?
Cause
My
for
boy
me,
Adams run routes. I like his release too.
This thing. Adams, he runs good routes. But he's better body control and probably the
Got
best
better
off the
body
line.
control.
One of the best
Yeah.
off the line. He's
You know what, y'all? I'm gonna leave my list like that.
Yeah, I like
that's
that.
who's running. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
I like
who's
that.
running
That's
routes.
them.
That's
That's
like you.
So you hear that?
Yeah,
Nobody.
speaking on Thielen, so what you?
I like Thielen,
Okay.
but he get open good.
Okay.
He got a control of speed that nobody has, and you don't expect it from him, and he gets open.
Okay.
That's good, but that's not.
Yeah.
That's not what
That's-
I'm talking about. You
that's
know,
what-
what I mean? You know,
Like
you
some
know.
good receivers.
But I do like Thielen.
Yeah.
That's
I know you
my
keep
dog.
saying this like some good receivers. Football IQ is so high they have that niche for getting open.
Right,
Like
right,
Wes
right.
Roker. niche.
Right.
Julian Edelman, niche. You know, they just know how to get open.
Right.
Like even who the Raiders just drafted, Hunter Riffo.
Right.
He knows how to get open.
Yeah.
It's like
Julian,
it's
Westbrook. There's a lot of them
yeah.
guys that just know how to get open.
Right,
Yeah.
You know how to
right.
use your speed, decelerate,
Good
in and out,
studying. Yeah.
separation,
Yeah.
and
And
it's-
then, they're studying because you got to know what the defense is running. You know, they know how to find them soft
And
spots
you
in the
watch-
zones.
like Doug Baldwin, he was talking about a clip
Yeah.
against Pat P that he burned him deep for a tug for, and he uses Pat P's momentum. He knows every time when the ball's up that Pat P's gonna put his hand there, so he uses it as a boost, and so he completely blocks out. I know like
Yeah, that's ball
yeah,
for sure.
Exactly. I know
That's
you're-
what I'm saying. He great at that.
I know
love
you
it,
taught
though.
like also as well, like how to do the fade like over the shoulder. So certain receivers, then receivers will turn back and try everything jump ball like NFL.
you
That's not
spot it.
happening.
Yeah.
If, over the shoulder, you just decelerate. You can catch almost every ball like
Right.
this.
Let him push you right
Yeah.
into it.
Either the PR or catch.
Right.
You know, and that's the young receiver. I know when I was in high school, like thought I was the dumbest hell, and I'm like Moss, bro. Like the hell, I'm not
Trying
doing
to
that.
go
You know, yeah.
get it. Yeah,
And then you
everybody-
see
yeah,
like
trying to go
why is
get
this
it.
dude keep catching fades like all the time? And I'm like, okay, that's why that control. AB does one of the best jobs. at that.
Right.
Like you were
Lovely
saying.
job. Body control. Just use all body.
One of my favorites is Ocho, man.
Ocho,
Ocho got stupid feet, and he had that crazy
See that?
body
Yeah.
control.
And he started
Crazy
the YouTube
body
cone. He
control.
started this cone stuff, all this
Yeah,
cone
yeah,
for
yeah.
I'll
YouTube.
never forget that one. I can't remember who it was against, but I know y'all know the play when he caught it. It just looked like he looked like moving like
Yeah,
a straight
right,
line,
right.
falling in a straight line. Like it was beautiful. It was like
no
poetry
straight
in
body
motion.
control.
Like,
Yeah.
that shit was
That's-
crazy.
That's where body control meets feet and routes. Like
Yeah, when it comes together, when it all comes. Yeah.
speaking, I mean,
What he say on his football life? He was like, it's like two things is always consistent. Yo, tax or three things: death, taxes, and I'm gonna be open.
yeah.
And he said he still be calling Marvin Lewis to this day, telling him I'm open. I'm like,
That's
Ocho
hella
full.
funny. Yeah.
Ocho full.
Ocho to me, like his game to me was similar to Marvin Harrison, and
Right,
just,
right,
he was
right.
he was just bigger, like had more athleticism.
Right.
Yeah.
Quicker off the line. And, yeah.
Yeah.
But
And
his
then-
details was there.
And then
just
Reggie,
like that.
I'm not gonna lie, Reggie he reminds me kind of, well, AJ Green reminds me of a poor man Reggie in a way. They got
Poor man, Reggie.
You know, because Reggie's route running was
Right.
and feet was, you know, AJ has good feet and stuff too. Don't get me wrong, but
Right.
Yeah, nice.
Reggie was on a different level, and people forget that because people always think of Marvin, but when Marvin retired, it was just Reggie going to work. So, but yeah, speaking of like so you had your time in Oregon and stuff, and then you moved on. You had an opportunity in the NFL, but just from your time in Oregon and in the league, and you played CFL too, correct?
Right.
Who's the toughest DB you faced? Or
See,
maybe it was in JUCO. Was it in JUCO?
Give us college and
Don't-
give us
don't-
pro level. Give us college and then who
Okay.
toughest guy. you
All the
played
way
college?
through, I
Pro
just
level.
want to give props to my dog. This is one of my best friends, Terrence Mitchell, for
yeah.
Cleveland
Yeah,
Browns,
Brown,
right?
yeah.
T.
Yeah,
Mitch,
T. Mitch.
Played for
Money
Kansas City.
Mitch. He for sure probably one of the best corners I played against. Not just because how he plays, but his determination to finish. You know, and he's a great finisher. Like
I'm
you
big
know,
on that when I was
you
in
know,
the coach
you
last
talk
year. Big
about
on
you
that.
talk. We talk about people running routes and actually coming back to the ball. He comes back with you. So I want to give him his props for that and say that he's number one from through and through, from college to
Okay.
NFL.
And he's from SAC, right?
Right, Sacramento,
Yeah, okay, shout out to
California.
You went to
local.
Oregon too, right?
Yep. He was also
was
my
together?
roommate.
Okay.
Yep.
Oh, so you got every day with him.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you got
okay,
to
yeah.
see that.
So we really did this.
You
So
got to see it
I know,
firsthand.
right?
Yeah.
And then shit. If we go back to JUCO, my boy Dwayne Simpson.
Oh yeah, when you in San Jose High, remember?
Right, yeah, he went to South.
Was
What
it
college
Dog.
you go to? That sounds familiar.
He went to D2 in Texas.
exactly.
Northwestern, yep.
Yep, yeah. And,
San Leandro.
Yeah, I remember hitting number 6. I was a freshman when he got there. I was like, bro, who's this?
Bruh, he was raw, man. He did the most athletic things I ever seen. Like, it was crazy. So I want to give him his props.
Okay.
I played against, just from playing against folks, I played against Antonio Cromartie. And not to say that he was the best corner, but he had attributes that nobody else had, the long arms, the long legs, and to be able to transition and run with you. And shit, fuck.
So he had that
Excuse my
athletics-
language, yo.
No, you good.
No, you good.
Yeah. I actually, I got a chance to be with the Raiders, and Charles Woodson was there, and we didn't get to line up on each other like that, but it came a time where he was in my play. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And just having him,
how was that,
his
Rob?
his aura around me was great.
Okay.
Like you knew he was the best. It was
Yeah.
having legends around you like that.
How was that? Yeah.
Is
How was that being back home playing for your
Man, it was beautiful. I felt the sense of actually being home, and like when you hear and you starting up, it's like no control. You know what I mean? I came and I like I had an understanding who I was. My family was happy. Grandparents, they were trying to come to the game because it was close enough. The rest of my family did. They was just a little older. My grandparents. It was crazy. It was the best experience that I could ask for. If anybody tell me that I didn't do everything, I couldn't say I didn't just because I got to play at home. You know what I'm saying? So it was everything plus more. And not that I wish it lasts longer, but shit, it's here forever now. You know. So.
Yeah. Man, that's man. See Wood.
Yeah, no, that's
that's crazy.
I'm telling y'all, when he just being around, being in the play, you knew it. You felt his everything. You felt his energy. You felt greatness around you, and that was some shit.
I mean, that's crazy. I mean, well, he's he was a player to win the Heisman, so that's that's a special individual.
Yeah,
right.
For sure.
I almost feel like he's from the town. Like, feel like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Dr. C. Wood, bro. Come on,
man. He represents so hard,
man.
I think he it said I know he got a winery out here in Napa. It say he still has a home out here, so
Okay.
you know.
Yeah, no, he a legend to me. And in the locker room, he never really talked. He never said, nah.
Charles just led by example.
Yeah, laughed and just worked hard. You come on the field, no matter you talk about his age, see a couple of gray hair. He the first person to the play, and that practice. You know, during camp time, everybody loves Seawood. You know what I mean? He get a pick, he run into the crowd. It was everything and more.
For sure, one of my favorite DBs, man, for sure, of all time.
He got that motto, like you say, you know, it's just work hard, make plays, right? That's a shirt. Right. So he said it. Hey, that's how I lead.
Yeah.
But so man, we appreciate you coming on the pod, man.
Appreciate y'all
that was great, bro.
For sure.
That was great, big bro. We really appreciate it.
It's always good. Thank y'all for having me. I enjoyed myself, man. It's good to come just express some different thoughts. Y'all had good questions.
And what's your social name so people can check you out?
Oh yeah, y'all can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at RockWitRV, ROCWITRV. Get at me. I'm always loving more people to support and not support others. So.
Facts. Appreciate it, man.
Provide, you know, so appreciate you coming on, bro. Wish you the best. All right, so let's get into the other part of the pod. So this past week, football, you know, it's been a little slow. We about to have OTAs picking up soon. But we got the Cowboys, and they got all these guys to pay right now. They got Dak, they got Amari, they got Zeke coming up.
Byron Jones, Jalen Smith.
Yeah, they brought Jalen Smith today. They talking about extending him. I believe that's a little too early. But we're going to get to the big guy. So Dak supposedly wants, $30 million per year. He'd be the highest paid quarterback in football, I think, or
he'd be up there, though.
Up there, top three, I believe. Yeah, top three, not the highest.
Top three.
And me and Delane, we've talked about. So I'm gonna ask you, Delane. Do you think Dak deserves the $30 million per year as a QB?
Hell nah. Okay. And I'm an Eagles fan. Hell nah. Okay. With bias and without bias, I'm keeping it 100. No.
So what would you do?
It seems like the market really dictates these things when it's contract time, especially if you are a good player. Dak's a good player, a good leader. I just don't think he's that guy that he ain't really gonna win it for you, but he ain't gonna lose it for you either. Either he's a good game manager or whatever, but maybe 20. I see Jerry settling between that 20 to 25 a year mil, 25 a year range for him, just because that's what that's what the market says. But for me personally, maybe 20, if that. I'm not giving him nothing. I'm not giving him that high. I'm not a believer in Dak being able to push the ball down the field consistently and win the game. And my biggest thing that I looked up on Dak when I was doing my homework on him, I wanted to go look at the year when he didn't really have Zeke. I think when Zeke missed like 8 games or something like that. So I went and looked at that year. He barely completed over 60% of his passes, like 62, I think. That was his career high year. Interceptions, he threw 13 interceptions. It was his lowest passing yard season as well, and he only averaged 6.8 per throw. So yeah, I just think he's one of those guys that got to have the perfect situation around him to eat. And since he's been in the league, he had one of the top offensive line, got the top running back just about, and the numbers are still kind of like pedestrian, the passing numbers. So for me, I wouldn't give it to him.
Is it my turn?
Go ahead, boss. I hogged up the clock. It's good. Do your thing.
So I'll just put it like this. I changed my mind. At first, I was thinking like Dak don't deserve $30 million a year, but he does, and it's a simple reason: he wins. And I know you go back to that season, and I look at it the same way, like, oh, he didn't have Zeke, but at the same time, he didn't have a receiving core. He had slow ass Dez who couldn't get open.
And so hear that.
No.
Tom got weak ass receivers. supposedly.
Okay.
That's what people say year in, year out.
Okay, that's true. So we're comparing him to Tom Brady? No, we're
I'm
not.
not.
No, we're
I'm
not.
not.
And Tom Brady purposely takes discounts
Yeah,
because
we know.
Yeah, because his wife, she makes more money than him, so he can do that. He's
Yeah.
married. So, but we're gonna get to Dak, and I'll put it like this: if I think, all right, he's $25 million a year. Derek Carr makes $25 million a year. So if I'm Dak and his agent, I'm like, I've been in playoffs 2 times already, right? I won the division.
And won the playoff game.
Yeah, I won the playoff. I beat the Seahawks. And it goes back to your point, like, it's no excuse, like, Tom Brady wins with nobody. To me, there's only 3 QBs in the NFL. We talked about this before.
Russ, one of them.
Yeah, Russ, Aaron Rodgers, and Tom Brady, to me, the only 3 QBs that can. And I put Andrew Luck in that category, healthy Andrew Luck. Can win with, like, just get me a regular average guys, and we can do
But I
something.
don't want to hear that. He has one of the top offensive lines since he's been in the league each year.
That's true. Are you mad?
So I'm saying the
Yeah.
pocket is there. I don't know why are we dipping and dunking still?
And I feel like he has a below average coach.
I give him
Yeah,
that.
and
I give
we
him
all
that.
know all know football.
It's vanilla. It's
football
very
is a
vanilla.
coaching game. It's a coaching game.
They
Strategic.
offensive attack, the way they attack offensively is very vanilla.
Yeah, and
Simple plan.
they fired the OC after the season. They hired first time offensive coordinator Kelly Moore, who lit up Boise State. Old quarterback. He's still young. He's a young guy too.
I can see him coming in there trying to spread things out, open it up, But we're gonna see this year as far as throwing wise for Dak because I can't see Dak doing that.
This is what my dilemma is. You probably feel a lot of people don't want Dak to get that $30 million because you got to take care of Amari too. I look at it like this: Dak is your quarterback. You want to take care of your quarterback. I know one thing, right? He's done something right away that Tony Romo wasn't doing, and that's what I want. Tony Romo's best year when they went to the second round. Well, he's already done that. He's young. You have more time, and I would just build around him. Simple. Pay him that $30 million per year. Amari, right? I would just franchise tag Amari for 2 years straight. I'm not paying him shit. You're not getting shit from me. So, and I don't. That's a whole nother issue. Zeke is the toughest situation for me because I'm not paying a running back. So
and it's tough because his playing style, it's not for the longevity. He doesn't make people miss a lot. He's trying to.
I would agree, and so
that's why I said I think Jerry's gonna settle around that 25 mark. I don't know if he's gonna get because he's gonna try to save some
at minimum.
bread.
He's getting 28 at minimum.
Think so? I don't know. He might. I see Dak. Like I say, he's a good leader. I give him that. So I see him trying to probably take the little cheese off the top so they can pay Byron, Jalen, all these guys, Zeke, so they can keep everybody. But so that's where I'll probably see him settle. But like that 30 and 30 plus, I don't see it, man. It's three seasons. It's not. That's not the hugest sample size, but it's enough for me. And 30 mil plus, you need to be an elite thrower of the football and be able to push the ball downfield. And I can't say that in Dak. You're not getting 30 mil out of me for Dak Prescott. I'm sorry.
Can you answer my question? What would you give Carson Wentz? He's up for
Carson 30, easy if you
When has he shown?
But I wouldn't give it to him this year. He got to prove to this year to prove to me that if I'm being real as a GM, I'd be like, this season, I'll give you a contract at the end of it. Because I just seen something about they in like the early talks of giving him an extension. I would wait till the season get by. He got to play 16. Damn, man, I got to see it, baby. Come on, man. Carson, we got to have a big year, man. You got to stay healthy.
What if this happens? He plays the first month. He misses 3 games in the middle of the season. Y'all lose those 3 games. I made the playoffs though, right? Just say you lose second round. Still 30 mil?
Second round depends how he plays.
Second round be a failure to me. Because that means y'all didn't even get the bye.
Like I said, I need us. I think we can get there all the way, but we gotta at least get to the championship. We gotta get to the conference championship. So, like I said, with the situation you just laid out, I would give it to him depending on what his numbers look like and how he played. And what our record ended up being after, you say we made playoffs, whatever, second round.
Dak made playoffs 2 out of 3 years.
I know.
And when you say the Eagles have a better roster than the Cowboys, right?
You can't say that because they won the division twice out of these 3 years they played each other. I mean, they both been in.
Eagles got jewelry.
Yeah, I know.
And on paper, they look like they have a better team, they're deeper. Like
That ain't what I'm hearing from America's team. They annoying ass fans. Dallas got a squad every year to get to the Super Bowl.
I do hate the Cowboy fans, but
I hate they fan
base.
I
just feel like Dak. If you come to the league 2 out of 3 years, you make the playoffs and you progress. This thing. So yeah, you missed the playoffs in your second year. Zeke, the drama with Zeke. You had the drama with Dez. Dez, get your old ass off the team. You're not a top receiver anymore. That drama. Right?
Like I said,
you had old ass Jason Witten, who came back. I don't understand that. And he didn't have a defense.
Coach.
Remember Jalen Smith? That was his first year after the injury.
Yeah,
Slowly get back.
Out of 3 years, this past season was their best year with their defense.
Yeah, DeMarcus Lawrence broke out last year as well. DeMarcus Lawrence broke out last year, so a lot of pieces weren't going that way. So I look at 2018. Okay, we're back in the playoffs. We're healthy.
Like I said, man. Top 5 offensive line out of them 3 years, damn near every year, and you got the number 1 rusher over the 3-year span. I think he's the number 1 rusher. I don't want to hear excuses, bro. That's always a recipe to win games if you can run that ball.
Y'all let us know. Y'all let us know if y'all pay Dak the 30. I'm paying him. I'm taking care of my quarterback. My goal is to win.
You need to be able to throw
if I really feel like I can't win in the long term, like if I feel like I always needed a good team to win. All right, there's only 3 quarterbacks, like we talked about. It's very rare to have a quarterback you can just win with nothing. Right, so you gotta build a team around him, just like you gotta build a team around Matt Ryan. Like I look at Matt Ryan, like he would be trash with a different team. He won 4 games last year. He won 4 games. So, but let's get into what I've been waiting to all week, last 2 weeks.
Yeah, we've been talking.
Warriors Blazers. So I said the Warriors gonna sweep the Trailblazers, and it looks like we're on course. Lane with CJ this, Dame this and that. And we haven't seen shit.
Just get it right. I'm going for the Warriors too.
Yeah, Lane's going for the Warriors.
We arguing about sweep or not, basically.
Sweep or not. So I'm calling a sweep. And then we got the Bucks Raptors. I said Raptors in 7. Raptors got to protect home court. Tonight is Friday that we're recording this. They just lost to the Bucks. They just look at the asshole to the Bucks. Let me be completely honest with y'all. And so Lane, please, I need you to convince me that the Blazers ain't gonna get swept. I don't know.
Like I said, so I'm disappointed in Dame and CJ, especially the game 2. Game 1 really, cause I thought game 1 would come out and be a lot more competitive, like how game 2 looked. But I thought they had a chance to steal one from us. My whole thing with my prediction of not being a sweep, because I assumed that KD would miss at least 2 games. Now they're saying he won't even travel with us, so he's missing the first 4 off rip.
Don't need him.
Yeah, so I'll get to my point later why I feel like that's not the main reason why I want him to come back. But I feel like the Blazers last night in the fourth quarter, Dame and CJ, they didn't score over 25 and they lost by 3 points. So that's something to look at. And I'm like, they still have nuclear capability, like to go bonkers. Both of them, they high scorers. They usually get money. Like I said, our games against them are usually high scoring. Both games been over in the hundreds. Game 1, did they get over 100? No, not in game 1. They didn't. But this game was, like I said, I just see Dame and CJ catching fire for 1 game and maybe game 3. And like I said, I see Dubs in 5 now. I had it in 6 at the beginning of the week.
How you going to change it? You going to change it?
But it's not going to be a sweep, bro. It's not going to be a sweep, bro.
I'll say this.
Hey, with KD or without KD, it's not going to be a sweep.
We see John looking at you like, it's sweat, boy. I don't know what you talk about.
I ain't sleeping.
Look at John agreeing with me,
bro.
All right, look. I'm even more confident it's going to be a sweep. I'm even more. Everything that has happened, that I said was going to happen, has happened. They had a chance to tie the game up last night. You know, they played the best. They had the Warriors came back after a 15-point. They're down by 15 points. They were up by 15. The Warriors came back, right? They survived that. They got up by 8 with 6 minutes left and still couldn't close the deal. You know why? Because in life, you have predators and you got prey. CJ went 0 for 5 in the fourth.
He did.
So he was a little shaky. Then Dame thought he was about to pull up on Andre Iguodala for the win. And remember what I said before the series started? This is in Denver, and this is in OKC. First of all, would you say Iggy's a better all-time defender than Paul George, right? Paul George is a better player, but we say Iggy, right? Yeah. And Iggy, I believe,
he got straps.
Yeah, he got straps. Yeah. Russ is a high-energy player. Plays defense when he wants to sometimes, but that's rare. Denver, what's his name? Murray, right? Yeah, Murray.
Murray, Craig, Harris. They played D, bro. I told you
they played D. They played D, right? Yeah. But who was going off? They took away Dame. Dame did not get off in the Denver series. So I looked at it like this. They still have not played an elite defensive team. And Dame was struggling against the Denver, who had long defenders. So I'm like, okay, when we play Golden State, you're going to have Draymond throwing at you, Iggy throwing at you, Clay, all right? So
another thing I was gonna say, like I said, he got big games. Like, I think his career high is against us for like 52.
It is.
Yeah.
Regular
So
season.
I know he has big games against us. And all I'm saying is, for what they do got in their favor going into game three, and the reason why I think they'll win game 3, especially with KD not playing, is both games, game 1 and game 2, there was a couple of their role players had good games. As far as Hood and who's the other guy, Aminu and Harkless. Hood and Harkless, particularly in game 1, I think they both dropped 17. And but going home, they always say, especially in the playoffs, they always say your bench plays better at home. So they're going home. CJ, Dame and CJ, especially Dame. CJ took over for game 7 for him against the Nuggets. Dame ain't really played well in a few games now. He's capable. He's capable of going nuclear, and I just see it at least for one game, and I think it's gonna be game 3. That's why I don't think it's gonna be a sweep.
He is capable of, like you said, going nuclear. But I look at for them to even not get swept, Dame has to be that OKC Dame that we saw, just an animal.
And I'm saying he can be that for one game. You saying he can't be that for one game?
I think he could try to, but I feel like he can't with the Warriors. The Warriors have no more defense in the NBA.
That's been our staple.
I know. And I just feel like Iggy, Clay, and Draymond are suffocating, and we have to worry about so much. You see, Dame is running his ass around chasing Steph. That's the difference. So he's getting tired out, and I think that's a big part of it. That's why I can't see Dame. Dame explodes on the Warriors in the regular season. He's down. I think he scored 50 twice against them, if I'm not wrong. Yeah. But it's not. That's regular season. We know the Warriors come out flat. They came out flat last night, Thursday night. So I'm even more confident in the sweep because I think last night was the best shot the Blazers had with winning. You're up at 15 and a half. Then you up by 8 with 6 minutes left in the game. And you can't close it out. And Dame is not I don't care about the bench. This has to be Dame. If Dame's not going, high 30s, or at least,
Dame 35 plus next game.
Next
game? I got him going for 35 and a dub. Come on.
I'm going Dame struggles again. And I'm rooting for Dame. Dame is one of my favorite. First of all, he's from Oakland. I root for him. But to me, he's the second best point guard in the league. That's facts.
He got me saying.
He showed that, he has heart. But that's it. It's not a lack of disrespecting Dame. It's just how great I look at the Warriors. This is what I'm trying to say.
And there's no shame in Dame game, man. At the end of the day, because Curry is the Curry era. You feel me?
Yeah.
I think Shaq and Kobe had their era when they dominated. Tim Duncan had an era where he dominated him and popping them. And then Jordan had an era when he dominated where nobody else. And this is the reason why I don't really give LeBron like that GOAT status because I don't feel like he dominated in his era. Too many guys ate in his era. But Mike, I can go to just classic Mike. In the 90s, nobody else won no ring, bro. Nobody else won no ring. It's Hall of Famers that didn't win rings because of him.
Stop you real quick?
Bro, you don't want to have that argument. Go ahead. Because I know you finna cheer for Brian.
He never dominated his era?
8 straight finals and you only win 3. That's called domination to you?
Who? Okay.
Because clearly if you get... Hold on.
Just answer one question
Go
for
ahead.
me. 8 straight finals, right? Who came out the East those 8 years? Who came out the East?
I just told you.
So Bron stopped every single person in the East for 8 years. Then had no shot. No shot at the finals.
It don't matter. He not winning the finals. So what the fuck that mean?
The only thing I put...
How many Hall of Fame... I wish I had this tweet, bro. Because I just seen it was like how many All-Stars not even Hall of Famers, how many All-Stars LeBron went through in the Eastern Conference Finals. They said through this playoff run, Dame done played more than him already. Just through this playoff
His whole career?
Through in the East. Think about it. Who was some prime or some All-Stars? Because he got PG. He got PG before PG was an All-Star when he beat Indiana. Boston was old as hell when he finally got over the hump against Boston. The only one I could think of off the top of my head real quick is my boy Gilbert Arenas. He had Gilbert in his prime. He was young and springy though. He not no Hall of Famer like that.
But I just feel like it. I look at it like this: if it's
Mike, stop.
Can we see someone else?
John. These is Hall of Famers. People that's on the dream team from getting rings. That's called domination. Dominating your era.
Bron beat a 73-win team Warriors.
That's good and all. You feel me? They got the stimulus package from the NBA,
think,
man. We all know we would have won in
Bron
Game
beat
5.
the Spurs.
And then the next year got his ass ran off by the largest defeating margin in NBA history or something like that.
Why?
Deficit, the largest deficit.
D-Wade and Bosh was a shit. You know they were shit.
1 year later, now they just the shit.
was.
But y'all just
It only
beat
takes
them.
1 year.
And in the year he beat him, he squeaked his ass by it in. He really could be. He really could be. One in what? One in something.
No, I don't do what ifs.
Two of them. I don't want to do what ifs. I'm just telling you.
I don't forget that Maverick shit. I don't ever forget for the Mavericks.
He should only have one.
No,
the Maverick, you can't forget it.
No, I don't.
That's another reason
why
why
I don't do what ifs though. I don't do what ifs. He should do one. None of that.
Before we even carry this argument, you ain't got him as the GOAT, do you?
No, he's second best player ever.
Okay, cool. Then we can kill that argument. And get on to it.
No, but I just don't. I'm not. I feel like Bron's taking on a lot of disrespect right now.
I ain't even got him over Kobe personally.
No. I feel like for instance, like I look at this. This is how I look at things. I look at Kobe as the best scorer of all time. All right. I look at Bron as the best overall player of all time. I look Kobe's the best scorer of all time in my eyes. You drop 40 against every team in the NBA.
Right.
And then MJ to me is the GOAT. I look at MJ as the GOAT. Mike is the GOAT. Mike is a staple because
Mike has Kobe be shits in playoff games.
Huh? No.
And I can't say I seen Jordan.
You said shit?
I didn't see him have shit playoff games. Like Metal World Peace won him.
MJ has too. Why do you think MJ was getting his ass sent home in the first rounds?
Bro, I'm talking about in their primes. Kobe didn't even make it a year, a season or two in his prime. The year when he was trying to get traded from the Lakers. Mike in his prime was winning playoffs.
I said Kobe's the best scorer of all time. I said scorer.
Like I said, I ain't seen him have playoff performances and finals performances. The one when Metal World Peace hit the shot, he only had like 22 that game.
No, he
shot awful.
I look
Mike
at Kobe.
ain't had that on the big stage.
So who's the better scorer than Kobe?
Mike.
I look at MJ as the GOAT. I look at Kobe's the best scorer. I look at Bron as the best overall player.
I'm telling you, Mike is the best scorer.
You think he's the better scorer?
To be honest, if I'm not, I think it's KD. To be honest, when it's all said and done, it's gonna be KD. As the best pure scorer.
He might have the most scoring time.
The best pure scorer. Yeah, he got the best.
Yeah.
Best scoring time.
When it's all said and done, I'll give you that.
It'd be clear cut if he had the Mamba mentality and Mike mentality. It'd be clear cut. Like, wouldn't even be no question.
The only reason I brought up Kobe, I feel like Kobe's getting disrespected a lot right now. I don't know about you. I just feel like a lot of people disrespect Kobe.
Yeah, forgetting about Kobe.
And I feel like Bron's starting to get like Bron missed playoff one time and the disrespect just comes on crazy. You know what I'm saying? So I just feel like we gotta
the internet just quick, man.
Yes, that's true. That's true.
Trendy. They stay with the hot shit. But Kobe was the best bad shot maker. That's what I get Kobe. Like I can't give him
because that's like
best bad shot maker, bro. Nah, because I'm not saying Kobe practiced them, but they wasn't high and shit. Right. Curry's isn't either, but he changed the game with it. You feel me? But Mike's or Kobe's a bad shot maker. But we didn't see Kobe shoot with 2-3. Steph ain't shooting it with 2-3 hands on him. He ain't that bad of a shot.
I'll be honest with you. You made me rethink my argument. You made some valid points because I look at it like MJ do got to be because Kobe was like I can't compare LeBron to anybody, right? But Kobe mimicked MJ. You know what I'm saying? So I can't compare Curry. There's no one like Curry.
LeBron no like LeBron. Many flaws for me. Like
but I look at MJ like there's to me in my lifetime I can't say I've seen MJ, but from like everyone's seen.
Kobe was our MJ though.
No, in a way, but I seen three killers in my life, like in my lifetime. Not count MJ. I think MJ is one of the few killers, right? Only 3 killers in sports history. I feel like MJ, Tiger Woods, and Tom Brady. It's just complete dominance, over and over and over.
Yeah,
and it doesn't matter when you think it's over, it's not over. So those 3 killers. I feel like
another thing I was gonna say as far as LeBron. And another reason why I don't give him the GOAT status. So we know he been to 8 straight. He only got you 3. We know if we give Mike 8 straight, which he should have won if he didn't take no time off, he's getting at least 6. If we give Kobe at least 8 straight, he's getting at least 5.
Who are they? What teams are they playing?
I don't know. That's what I'm just going off of.
So he's playing the
resume. They
so
got
that's like saying let's put. I just messed up the mic. I'm getting. No. This he lost. Okay, look. Let's think about his losses. At 22, he lost to the Spurs. Okay, and then a horrendous loss to the Mavericks. Horrendous, completely horrendous. Shit the bed. Then he lost to the Spurs. So he lost Spurs twice in his career. He lost to the Mavericks. And the rest of his losses came to the
Mavericks was dirt as a chance.
So to me, there's one loss that's completely that there's no all-time great would have lost to, and that was the Mavericks. That's what I can say, right? I don't think
he had a meltdown there.
Yeah, 12 points. At 12 points in the game, right? Yeah.
So that's why he's not even just off that. He can never be in the GOAT discussion for me.
I think he can't be.
You know why, bro? You can't get to the biggest stage of your profession and shit the bed like that. That's like Tom going to the Super Bowl and throwing 3-4 picks.
What about the
we ain't
game
never
against the
seen
Giants?
that. We ain't never seen that.
Remember the game?
We ain't never seen that, Zay.
Remember against the Giants? Oh, that's not like throwing 3-4
Yeah.
picks.
That
Against the
is.
Giants, he's like, we're only gonna score 17.
I heard
They
he's
still
like,
lost.
Yeah, they still lost. But he put on a late game drive and they scored. They
did.
didn't answer back.
You right. You right.
So so I'm saying in the biggest moment he came up. That's like the fourth quarter for LeBron.
So I have a question. If would it hurt his legacy less if Brian had lost in the second round and shit the bed?
Yeah, because it's not the biggest stage.
So
the biggest stage of your profession.
So, okay.
Bruh.
So if
like,
you don't make it to
shit the bed like that, come on, bro.
So that means So if we're judging off just the biggest stage,
and the guy you trying to aim to never even been to a game
answer
7.
my question.
Right?
That means judging a player. So that means it would have been better for Bron's legacy to only make the finals 5 times than not to make 8. What you're telling me? So
Bron's legacy.
So it would have been better for him to lose in the second round.
He would have still been 3-5.
No. If he didn't even go to the finals, is what I'm saying. Let's say he only been to 5 finals, right, and won 3. He's 3-5, right? 3-5, right? So we say, Bron's 3-5 in finals, right?
No, you saying been been to 5.
Let's say he won 5, right, and won 3, right?
So he's 3-2.
Yeah, but lost the other times and didn't even have a chance to go to the final. That would be better than going to the finals. That's what I'm asking. That's what you're telling me. It's
on your resume when you look back on your resume when you look back in terms of legacy, yes.
Okay.
To me.
So that makes perfect sense. It's better. John, everyone, Rod, Million.
We talk about in terms of what I'm talking about in terms of legacy. When you look back at your legacy,
it's better to lose.
Your ass keep getting to the finals and you lose. Jerry West got that same asterisk on him.
That makes sense.
He was 1-8.
Than losing playoffs.
He's 1-8.
Thank you. I'd rather that's like saying I always want to think about you, right?
Bruh,
No. Let's take it to college.
A.
Let's take it to college for you, right? You would have it's better for your school. Let's say your school went to 5 straight national championships, right? And y'all lost all of them.
5.
Let's say y'all lost all 5. No, y'all lost 4. Y'all lost 4.
If you get 1, it's always sweet because nobody can never take that back.
Let's say you went 1 out of 5, right? Of course, you wouldn't have 5 because you wouldn't be there 5. But let's say the
Bills lost 4 in a row. I remember watching that one of their little documents. They probably wouldn't. Some of their players didn't want to be there. There was no point in being there, bro. They lost 4 in a row.
That means like the Eagles, right? They lost 4 straight NFC championships, right?
It hurt.
It would have been even worse if they lost 4 straight Super Bowls.
Yes, bro. It would have been worse if they lost 4 straight Super Bowls.
Okay, so it's better to lose
on the biggest stage of your profession,
so
bro.
It's better not to make it.
Why
so what you tell me it's better?
I'm
it's
saying
better not to make it at all.
Especially in Bron's case, why even make it there the Mavericks year if you just gonna shit the bed like that, bro?
Yeah,
why get to the why win the East if you don't lose the finals? Why get to the biggest stage of your career and just shit the bed like that?
I got it. Now that makes that's I want to win. I want to be on the biggest stage.
Of legacy when you're looking back on a person's career. That's what I'm saying.
When I look back at LeBron's legacy, I look at him as complete. He dominated. I look at the Spurs.
Flaws all around.
Spurs being twice.
Flaws.
What flaw?
Man, you want to put somebody as the GOAT and he shoots 60% at the free throw line.
He has 2 flaws. He has 2 flaws.
You know why, Bron? It's no degree of difficulty to his game. So you telling me back up, get the switch, wait for the big man to get on you, back up, size him up, run at him, and blow by and get a layup over and over, fake ass bully ball. That's skill. Or is that just power and dominance? And that's not skill. If you ain't got skill, I don't think you can be the best player. Especially ever. You want to talk about ever. Because then if that's the case, why Shaq ain't the best center ever? He's not the best center ever.
Who's better? Bruh. Don't you dare say.
The best center ever is Kareem. He got the most points ever. Fool, what is wrong with y'all?
But I think
Shaq, and he has the most unstoppable shot ever. A dunk, and you dunking on somebody that's stoppable because sometimes that shit gonna be a foul or a charge.
I'm taking Shaq. Shaq is pure dominance.
Bro, Hakeem is still the only one that has him and probably Dirk got an unblockable shot.
Hakeem got 2 rings though. We judge rings.
No, he don't. Who? Kareem?
I thought you said Hakeem.
I said Kareem.
Oh, Kareem, yeah. No, I still think Shaq.
But Hakeem took Shaq to work. Young Shaq in Orlando, he took Shaq to work.
Oh, my God.
You better look it up.
No, he did. No, I'm not saying.
Bad, boy. No,
what you said. No. I'm not denying that, but come on, Shaq. Shaq was like 20.
I wouldn't take him over Shaq. I wouldn't take Hakeem over Shaq.
Because I want a killer. I want a killer on my team.
I'll take Hakeem. I mean, yeah.
I mean, we could argue basketball all day. We're going to wrap it up. That's the 5-1 Huddle. Like, comment, subscribe, YouTube, SoundCloud, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. We got more guests coming for y'all. We appreciate the support. And again, shout out to Nguyen, our cameraman, sound engineer, John. Appreciate it.
John.
Yes, sir. We out.
Still went for it. It's time to change the club.